Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back, everybody. This is EvolMenime. How are we doing today? I am absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much for asking. So this is going to be a little bit weird because I am doing a voiceover, so I just wanted to try to get this out of the way real quick. I recorded a whole 30-minute episode, and it all got freaking cut off. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through everything that we talked about, hopefully. I put these new redstone clocks in. They work freaking awesome. They're just awesome. But we do have a lot to cover, and this is just going to be a straight 30-minute episode. No breaks whatsoever. But anyway, these redstone clocks, you can change like the duration and everything on them. And then over on the, you can change to requires redstone always on. And then those little boxes allow you to have an output, which then can automatically cast some stuff for you, which you can see I have done plenty of so far. So let's go see what the first thing I'm going to talk about is. I got some of these plants grown. I got some additional ones. There's some really cool things that stuff that you can get to grow additional ones of those. I also set this tree farm up. I had gotten these what are they called, tree beacons from Astral Sorcery mod, and we set these up over here in order to get a lot of wood. Now, something interesting I found out about these drawers was the fact that there are now 7, yes, count them, 7 upgrade slots for these drawers, which is a change from like the 1.10 where there was only 5. So that's freaking awesome. I don't know that we'll ever get to that stack limit, because I think with 6 in there, there's like 2,000 and something stacks. But anyway, I'm going to change my one probe settings right now because it's off to the left and I don't like it. I don't care for it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the bottom left X coordinate to -1, and that will recenter it. Hopefully. Let's check. Yep, nice and centered right there. And then we are going to change the border color and the border fill color. We're going to, the border box fill color, we're going to set that to 0, which will make it transparent, and the box border color is 0, so it'll get rid of it. Yep, that works. And then we're going to change the scale to 0.15. So this goes up and it makes it smaller. It's really weird. I don't fully understand it, but whatever. That's how they liked it. This is a little bit less intrusive and a little bit better. So I'm just talking about the tree beacons. We got those from the Astral Sorcery mod. You have to plant the trees and then grow them. I had to grow that for some vines, for some mossy cobblestone that I still don't remember what I was going to use those for. And then we're going to go downstairs real quick, and I'm going to show you kind of what I've done. So we got the walls put in for our little basement area, and I used andesite. Just chiseled andesite because we had crap tons of it. So we made this nice, beautiful wall. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then we made our water wheels. We talked about power generation in the last episode. We went ahead and made some water wheels so that we can start getting some power. And I originally used the capacitors, like you can see I was standing on. And then I decided to change that all up. So we started off with these LV capacitors, HV capacitors, and MV capacitors. Then I went over to the energy, what is it called? The energy, I'm going to look it up in just a second. But yeah, basically the reason I used all this stuff is because I don't really like the immersive engineering wires and stuff being strung all over the place. So then I went to these energy batteries, and the really interesting thing with the energy batteries, you can see this one holds 10.7 million RF, and we look up in JEI here, you can see that this one holds 100,000, this next one holds 400, this next one holds 1.6 million, 1.6 million, whatever. So basically the way this works is when you place it in a crafting grid with other energy batteries, it increases the capacity. So you just make them, combine 2 of them together, so you have 2 100,000s, and it makes a 200,000. You throw another 100,000 in on that, and it makes another one. These devices, I didn't know that these existed. We'll have to maybe play around with those later. But yeah, so this was pretty easy to make. It's just some crystallized mineral, a block of mineral, and a block of redstone. And I combined enough of those together to get 10.7 million RF. But I wasn't really too happy with that because it still meant there was no way I could move power from this area. I could just store it. So then I decided to move on to the advanced power cell. So we start off with the basic power cell, which was super, super easy to make in our current state. We just had to get some of these prismarine shards, and that was done using quartz and the atomic reconstructor, like you can see. So just put some quartz down in front of that, blast it, and we were able to make the basic power cell. Now upgrading that from the advanced or to the advanced power cell was relatively easy. It just required some of these diamonds, and fused diamonds, which require this the dimensional shard, which was just 9 pieces of that stuff. It gives you 8 of them. So I made up enough to make 2 of these advanced power cells so that I could put one in somewhere else. So let's go back up real quick. Run outside, realized that I forgot to talk about something else that was down there. No, I'm just kidding. We did go to the Twilight Forest. I'll show you that in another episode. I didn't really know what I was doing there, so I just came back out. But I was really curious about how to make the portal. So let's run back over here for just a brief second. Realize I forgot to talk about something. Yep, here we go. We're going to go back downstairs real quick and talk about these little machines I have set up over here. So I needed to make plastic in order to make a chunk loader, which I'm going to talk about later. So we have to start getting some of these tiny dry rubber balls or whatever the heck they are. Tiny dry rubber, which is made in all of these machines. What am I? I'm trying to figure out what I needed the plastic sheets for, which I'm not going to be able to remember right here, but I remember later on in the episode. Yeah, JEI. Doing this voiceover recording thing, this is pretty interesting. I've never done this before, so just bear with me. But anyway, so you have this latex processing unit, which requires water, which we have an infinite water source over here, which was really easy to make. It was just 6 iron and 2 buckets of water, like so. We pump that into the latex processing unit, and then we are getting the tree fluid extractor is providing us latex. So you put a block down in front of the tree fluid extractor, which requires no power, and it slowly breaks that block at a much slower rate than what you're seeing right now. And we're transferring that latex into the latex processing unit, which is then making the tiny balls of rubber, tiny dry rubber. But anyway, so I was like, oh, let's try to be smart about this. So I got a block placer, and I was like, oh, we can just place the blocks down, and then once it destroys it, it'll just go away. And then I realized that you can break those blocks midway through, and you can get the block back. So then I went and made a block breaker. I think it's called a block miner. And so every time it places down, and just go ahead and breaks it. The hopper sucks it up, and it replaces it back inside the block placer, which is really, really awesome. So, and you can see I have 41 blocks of wood in there. I've had 41 blocks of wood in there since I set this up, and I already have over 600 of those tiny balls of rubber, and you can see I'm slowly getting fluid latex from this setup. And I've also already smelted up 2 stacks of that stuff in it. You have to put it in a 9x9 in order to then smelt it into that plastic. All right. Oh, and this is how you make all the mineral stuff. So you put some mineral wood inside the crusher, you jump on it, and then it spits it over into the thing. I'm looking for some of the mineral right now. We have some decorative mineral blocks, mineral blocks, but I don't think I actually have any of the mineral wood left over from that whole operation, which is no big deal. I'm still searching, not finding anything. But anyway, these are the saplings that you use. You grow the wood, and then I'm going to demonstrate the the squeezer and stuff in here in just a second. Un momento. Okay, so you put the wood in there, and then you literally just jump on it. And I know it's not like showing, but that's just because the animations are a little screwed up right now. Like the lever didn't click, or any of that stuff either, which is a little bit unfortunate. But shut the door, open the door, and for whatever reason that fixes all my block animation. But anyway, it goes into the drying basin. Drying basin turns into a block of mineral. You break that down to get the mineral chunks, which is pretty handy if I say so myself. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of how that works. Let's sleep real quick before we head off into the new dimension. The mining dimension. Yes, that's right. We made a mining dimension. And I'm going to talk about the astral sorcery stuff. So the last time we had dealt with the astral sorcery, it was just kind of just random hodgepodge of stuff. And I wasn't super happy with it. It's part of the reason this is taking so long to come out. Plus, I just got done with finals and stuff in school, which you guys don't really care about. But anyway, off this direction was where my mine shaft was, and there used to be a giant mountain here, which I have completely obliterated. I tore it all down by hand. Yep. So this is my mine shaft, my original mine shaft that you guys have seen for the past 5 episodes, and I decided to remove all this. And what I want to build is an observatory. I thought it would be neat to have like an observatory go with astral sorcery. So I had kind of like half built it once in this world, and I had to tear it all down because I realized the scale just wasn't right, and that's when I decided to move back that mountain in order to make some more room for it. And I left this piece here because this is the center point. This is where we have to keep this table because there's that like star field thing that was there that helps increase the amount of starlight that this thing can pick up to make it a lot easier to use. As you can see, it's about 3/4 of the way full right now. And I think it might not be completely full because those crystals aren't linked up to it. And there's just a random chest of all my astral sorcery stuff that I kind of just have left laying over. But anyway, let's go into the mining dimension, and I'll kind of show you what I've been doing in there for the past couple of weeks, I guess now, since I put out a video. Ba ba ba. Wait for it. It's loading. All right. So getting to the mining dimension is actually relatively easy. You probably do it like when you first start the game because it doesn't require a whole lot. Just some stone, some flint, and some sticks. That's it. So it's just two stone, a stone pickaxe, flint and steel, and a stick. Creates that mining multi-tool. Create the portal frames. The same way you create another portal, smack it, and it opens up, and you get to come to this mining world. And this is chock full of resources and stuff. It's completely flat, but it's a great place to destroy if you don't want to destroy your overworld. So that's the mining world. So anyway, we came here to start our farm with Inferium and stuff. I decided to get into mystical agriculture because I decided that was it was just a fantastic idea, right? Like everybody loves mystical agriculture. But anyway, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. We have gone through and we started making the seeds and planting them down. They're growing kind of slow, and I was looking at new ways to make them grow faster and stuff. So even like I don't know, it was just ridiculous. And one of the frustrating things is I wasn't getting additional seed drops every time I broke one of the plants, even in this whole 9x9 area. I found out in the configs that functionality was turned off, so I set it back to default, mainly because we're going to be growing lots of other plants in the future, like this marble seed, which we are growing because the observatory is going to need lots and lots and lots of marble. But anyway, these were growing really slow. So I was like, what can I do to speed this up? So we put that sprinkler down in the center, and that sped it up a little bit, and it requires to be placed on the source block. Not that big of a deal, but it was still growing really, really slow. And I was like, man, I need to figure out ways to make this grow faster. I don't really know what I was talking about, but marble seeds, that's what we're growing. I was like, I need to find a way to make all this grow faster. So then I ended up discovering. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. This is ridiculous. What are you talking about? So this is a harvester. It can go anything from 1x1 up to a 15x15. Requires redstone. You can put coal in it, or you can use electric energy to do that. I made up all this coal, or charcoal rather, from the little thing next to me. And then we just pump that inferium out over into that tier 1 crafting, or it's actually a tier 3 crafting grid. And that's my other advanced power cell that I'm using to pull power from the base, right? So anyway, yeah, and then all the essence goes into that storage drawer at the end. And the reason I set all this up is because I was getting really tired. Like by the time I got to like the tier 5 crafting seed, I was just getting stupid tired of putting everything around the master infusion stone and crafting it, and then grabbing the seeds, putting them all around it. Like it was really, really stupid. But anyway, this crafter was super, super easy to make. This is a super early thing that you can use to get some sort of automation set up. It's just iron, red, or lapis and gold to make that frame, and then 2 crafting tables and 2 redstone torches makes the tier 1. And in order to make the tier 2 and tier 3, it's the same recipe but with the previous tier in the center. So I got my Prudentium, Intermedium, Superium, and Insanium essence all set up there, which is then being exported into that thing. So the final one has it exports the Insanium to the output buffer, but leaves that crystal in the crafter, in the input buffer, so that it can continue to be used forever, which is super, super nice. And all of those seeds off to the right, those are all tier 5, and these are all tier 4. So I'm still working on getting all tier 5, and then we're going to eventually move up to tier 6. But it's taking a super, super long time. Like I said before, I was trying to figure out ways to upgrade it. So obviously I used the sprinkler, which I think covers a 9x9. It might cover more, and I might put more sprinklers around this to see if we can't get faster growth rates. But then I was thinking, what else can I do to speed this up? And I discovered fertilized soil. So fertilized soil is a thing. I think it improves the growth rate, but I know it does not need water around it. And I think it's just dirt and bone meal will make fertilized soil. So that was super, super easy stuff to get. The third and final thing that I did in order to speed all this up was, I've seen in some other mod packs that use this, they have these growth crystal accelerators, but this mod pack doesn't seem to have it. It just has these growth accelerators, which says that it'll grow plants above it faster, which I didn't really know what that meant. So, well, I understand basically what it means, but like how much faster? Is it stackable? What can I do with this? Blah, blah, blah. So I took to the Googles and I did some research, and it pretty much said that, at least from a lot of the stuff that I read, is that you can keep placing these below them as all the way down to bedrock, and it'll keep, improving that. So I'm kind of testing that theory out a little bit. The hardest part about making those, and as you just saw the recipe, was actually the inferium blocks. That's not the hardest part anymore. It's the diamonds, but it was the hardest part when I was originally making them. So now they grow pretty fast. But theoretically, if what I read on the interwebs is true, you could literally plant or take those blocks, start them at bedrock, go all the way up to 254, put a dirt block on top of them, and then grow your plants on top of them, and it would just be insane. You can see how much faster those ones are growing over there compared to this marble seed, which I harvested like as soon as we came through, and it hasn't even gone through its first growth stage yet. And that's just on a dirt block. There's nothing, nothing helping that thing grow. What else do we talk about here? Yeah, so that whole setup was pretty easy. And that pyramid that you see, that was where I got all my charcoal from. But one of the things we want to do is make a chunk loader. It seems like even though we have this chunk loader, every single time I log in and out, it unloads the chunk. As you can see, like this was not chunk loaded at all. So it's been super, super frustrating to come back in here, load all the chunks, run to my base, load all those chunks, because I'm producing the power at my base, but I'm growing everything over here, and it's been a freaking hassle. And I've sit here, go watch some Netflix or something, and come back and all my power's gone because my base wasn't chunk loaded because I forgot to go chunk load my base. And it's just been a huge, huge, huge pain in the butt. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go make a chunk loader. I don't know what this chunk loading ward is. We might look at that, but this chunk loader tier 1 is what we're after right now. So it's a pretty easy recipe. There's some templates, some lapis, a little machine frame, a circuit, and a ender pearl. And this is when I discovered this is what I needed the plastic sheets for. It's because the plastic around the copper cable will get me the insulated cable. So let's run back to our base, and we'll get this started. We'll get this chunk loader up and running. Hopefully. Let's do it. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Oh, one of the other things that I did was we had gone to the end. As you can see, there's the end portal over there. And I killed the ender dragon twice. And the main reason I did that is because I wanted some new armor. We haven't done the new armor thing yet. I wanted to bring you guys back for that. And I also wanted to try to get some flight before we actually did that. So doing this chunk loader is just one of the next steps into getting that jetpack so we can move on with the angel ring. Hopefully we'll have the angel ring pretty soon. I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty soon. So right now we got to get these cutters, which is just some iron plates and then 2 iron ingots. So let's run over here and grab that real quick. We got some iron plates right here and some more iron. Put this in our crafting grid. We're gonna make 2 of them, just because these seem to run out pretty quickly every time I've used them in the past. All right, and then we gotta wait for this advanced circuit to come around. There it is. And we're just gonna add this to our search bar so we don't have to wait. Oh, it's an electronic circuit, sorry, not advanced circuit. So we don't have to wait for this. So now we need some copper plates in order to cut those down. So I got some right here, about 48 of them. Not too shabby. Get rid of that, put that in there, put that in there. Update my grid. Yep, there we go. I'm just going to go ahead and make all of those up real quick. And then we're going to go grab our plastic sheets out of this furnace so that we can make all these insulated cables. And I'm just going to go ahead and make 32 insulated cables because I imagine we're going to probably need some more in the future. So we'll just go ahead and make 32 of those. And then it's just weird to me that just made copper coil. Yep, insulated cables, make 32 of these. And then now we need the redstone and an iron plate. So let's grab a little bit of redstone. And, nope, electronic circuit. Yep, there we go. Make this guy. Boom, get. And we just need some 10 plates, an ender pearl, a basic machine casing, which is just more iron plates. I only have 7. Damn it. Damn you! Hammer. Can we hammer the iron? That used to be a thing, right? It's not in this mod pack. So we gotta go over to our Tinker's thing. Take some, make sure this is turned off so it's not gonna cast it, even though it's halfway full of some copper. I do have an issue with the updating of stuff in here, as you can see, like that hasn't updated. But if I open and close my door, it updates. I don't know what it is about opening and closing my door, but that just seems to work. All right, so we're gonna throw 32 iron in here. We're gonna cast out some plates. We already made an electric circuit, so we don't need that anymore. So let's go ahead and grab the lapis. I need 2 lapis and an ender pearl. Like so. I'm gonna put this all in here just to kind of, you know, prep our thing. And then the ender pearl. Ender pearl. There you go. And then let's go grab the iron plate that was just made so we can make that machine casing. Over here real quick. Grab that iron plate. Yep, we got 8 now. Go ahead and make the machine, basic machine casing. Throw that in the middle. And then I thought that it required 4 more iron, so we're going to wait for 4 more iron. But in reality, it required for 10, which then we're going to have to go back and make some 10. Oh, so annoying. So annoying. But we got this. We got this. Don't worry. We'll just throw some. We'll just grab some 10 real quick. Throw that into the smeltery. Smelts up super, super quick because tin is such a light metal. Alright. We'll just wait for these 410 to come out real quick. Yes. Just like that. Yep. 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's go. Let's go make this chunk loader. Let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. Chunk loader, get. Alright. Let's put this thing down and see what it's all about. Alright. Place it. There it is. Chunk loader. Oh, okay. So this is kind of just like the one from our inventory. Just click. Loads or unloads the chunks. And you can see we have 25 that we can load up at a time. Which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then it looks like there's some upgrades available for it. And then some power generation and stuff. So compatible upgrades, transformer, energy storage, ejector, advanced ejector, polling, and advanced polling upgrades. And I assume that a lot of those are not going to be very useful to us. But so that increases the energy out input tier by 1, which I think is really honestly the only useful upgrade. The ejector upgrade automatically outputs to the first valid side, which we don't need because it's just a chunk loader. And then the advanced ejector polling and advanced polling upgrades, I imagine those are for other types of machines like this. So we might only ever put the transformer upgrades in there. But this does require power, so let's go downstairs, hook it up to our power real quick. We'll just tuck it right back here. And it didn't connect. Oh, because this requires EU. EU power. And that's RF. Well, see if we can output directly from here. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Not happening. Not happening. And that's RF. Huh. I wonder, like, maybe we can put it on top of... Oh, it's an MV transformer. Okay. So we have this LV capacitor. That doesn't work. Let's get our engineer hammer out. Let's break this real quick. Let's get our engineer hammer out. Change this side to output. Engineer hammer in your inventory. There you go. Let's change this to output. And then put that. Nope. Doesn't freaking work. Doesn't work. Well, damn the bad luck. Alright. So, anyway, I think I'll do all that off camera. I'll find a way to convert the EU to, or RF to EU in order to use these chunk loaders. I'm going to have to make one more chunk loader to put it in the mining dimension so that we can keep those loaded at all times. I don't ever have to worry about anything. Let's just take a look at this jetpack again. to see what more we need from this. So steel rods are pretty easy. It's just 3 steel ingots. We'll make 4 of those bad boys. So we can do that. Advanced electronic circuit is just the regular electronic circuit surrounded with some redstone, glowstone, and lapis. Some 10 plates, which we already made. Ultimate gas tank. Which is going to require the metallurgic infuser with some refined obsidian, which is going to require a pulverizer. To make the advanced alloy, it's going to be diamond and enriched alloy. And I'm sure there's a way we run just diamond through a pulverizer. So I may end up making 3 of these metallurgic infusers, 1 for redstone, 1 for diamond, and 1 for obsidian. So I'm pretty sure those are the only 3 things that you can put in the metallurgic infuser, and then we can just get all of those things pretty easy. So that's all pretty easy, and then the draconic core is pretty easy to make. Just requires this draconium ingots, which is part of the reason I went to the end, because then I could just grab some draconium dust, smelt it up into draconium ingot, make just draconium cores, and then it just requires some slime blocks, some golden boots, some lapis, some more draconium, and then we'll have our jetpack. And that would be pretty easy. Yeah. So let's take one more look at the angel ring right before we leave. I just want to take one more quick look at the angel ring. Angel ring. See what else we need here. So once we have that, we still need the golden lasso with the bat and the cursed lasso with the gas and the wings of the bat, which is going to require this empowered crystal block things, which is going to require an empower. Oh, super fun stuff. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for now. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking this out. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao.